four things that we focus on as we work with these neighborhoods. One is the neighborhood image, how the neighborhood is perceived both inside and outside. The neighborhood real estate market, how the real estate market is working, whether the neighborhood is continuing to attract homeowners or if it's starting to lose home buyer demand and investors are starting to buy and convert properties to rental. The physical conditions of the neighborhood, the conditions of not only the public infrastructure but also just the individual houses, and how houses need to really set a high standard to show neighbors that this is a place that people are proud of. And then the fourth area that we focus on is really kind of social connections in the neighborhood, how neighbors come together to not only solve problems but also to celebrate being in the neighborhood and celebrate their love for their place. Now, the Healthy Neighborhoods Initiative started in Milwaukee in 2006, and we started with 4 neighborhoods, and Martin Drive was the 5th, and then since then we've added 4 others. So we're working now in a total of 9 neighborhoods. When I was asked to speak, the idea was that the theme of this year's work is kind of going deeper. And one of the things that we talk about in the Healthy Neighborhoods groups is that how we can use doing one thing, we can also try to do other things as well. And in the spirit of that, on the back of your agenda, there's a set of questions. And basically, anything you do, whether it's Halloween night out, or it's a neighborhood picnic, or it's a community garden, or it's some sort of planting project, you could be asking the question, how do we really use this to change the image of the neighborhood and change people's perceptions of the neighborhood? How do we sort of use it to promote the housing stock in the neighborhood? How do we use it to really strengthen physical conditions and the look of things in the neighborhood? And then finally, how do we use it to strengthen social connections? It's really that simple. It's really just a question of how do we, you could do, for example, you could do a neighborhood picnic. Well, that's clearly something that connects a lot of people in the neighborhood together. But if you also at that picnic had a little poster board that had 3 key houses that were for sale in the neighborhood, houses that you really wanted to promote for home ownership, that would be sort of a way you could use that picnic to strengthen the real estate market. So these aren't, necessarily really high-tech or sophisticated kinds of solutions. And I'm certainly not being at all critical of the work that you guys do, or even saying that you could do it better. I'm just sort of wanting to think with you about how things can have the most impact that's possible. So, David, did you want to add anything to that?